nice. So maybe that's their payback, but wow, coach, must not be able to test. Who?
stand by. Here comes the open. This is sound open in 5, 3, 2, 1. Roll it. Track it.
Just a long free kick from downtown Orlando, Florida. It's USL Soccer 2017. Tonight, just a few blocks up Church Street, sitting Orlando City Stadium, where Orlando City B and the Bethlehem Steel FC will battle in a huge match with playoff implications in the Eastern Conference. It's 6 versus 8. Jeff Radcliffe alongside Oliver 12-3s. Oliver, this one does mean a lot with 7 games to play for OCB.
A really, really important match here tonight for Orlando City. They're on just a fantastic run, 11 games unbeaten tonight. And if they can get the win tonight, they'll get all the way up to 4th place, which would be great in their 8-team make the playoff group. Bethlehem Steel on the other side have also never beaten Orlando City, so tonight would push them up to even 6th place and put them in a great position.
Well, Steel losers of their last 3, but they've got a red-hot striker in Corey Burke, Oliver.
Yes, Corey Burke, just fresh off a Gold Cup performance with Jamaican national team. He really will lead the line well tonight. 2 goals in his last match, and he's red-hot right now. In goal for OCB tonight is the young Jake Fenelson in his 2nd season for OCB. He comes off a shutout against the really attacking, powerful powerhouse of team of Louisville. So it's going to be a great opportunity for him tonight.
Here's the starting lineup for the visitors from Bethlehem Steel FC. 8 of those 11 MLS contracted players.
Yeah, they'll be in a 4-2-3-1 tonight. And what an experience and young talent we have in the center of the park. Murray Sadu, former U.S. international, partnering with a young U.S. international, Derek Jones, supporting Adam Najim in the attacking midfield role, Marcus Epps and Santi Moa from Spain on the left wing.
And just 3 MLSers in OCB's lineup, but you do have some experience with Neil and Alston.
Yes, Connor Donovan and Zach Carroll with reformed their partnership at centre-back, and Kevin Alston, who obviously has made a lot of MLS experiences. Timbo will be pushed into the centre of midfield rather than centre-back, and then it's an opportunity for the young Albert Dequois and Ben Polk up front.
It is OCB and Bethlehem Steel FC tonight from Orlando City Stadium. Lines ready to go. Kickoff is next on USL Match Center.
She must feel.
Back at Orlando City Stadium, a humid August evening as we're getting set to go into that month of September. Final month and a half of USL play as fans ready to go. The purple-clad Orlando City B Jake Fenlison taking his goal in front of what is usually a packed wall to our left. So glad to have you along. And you take a look at head coach Brendan Burke, 34-year-old from Hopedale, Massachusetts, trying to get his team to fire on all cylinders at the right time. It is game on in Orlando. Bethlehem in the traveling white going from right to left. And it is Anthony Pulis and his Lions riding an 11-game unbeaten streak. Going to be a tough task in tall order tonight against a team with a number of MLS players in the lineup.
Yeah, just a great opportunity for some of these young lads, though, to test themselves against, obviously, the very experienced Morris Edu in the midfield.
Josh Yarrow is pairing there with Trusty along that backside. So now and Jones and Epps will try to boss that midfield. Here's Edu on that rehab assignment. Over to Matthew Rayall, native of Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania. Edu wearing 8. Combination. We do expect a little possession being held by Bethlehem here in the early going.
Very excited to see Derek Jones has been called up to a U.S. national team squad, and he's certainly in the plans of the U.S. national team as well, having got his U.S. national residency and citizenship.
Advancing up the midfield, trying to work on Connor Donovan, who is a U.S. youth national teamer. Here's Timbo, the Brazilian, played at Ottawa a year ago. And trying to find Ben Polk, making just his 3rd start of the season tonight up top, being paired with Albert Dikwa, a young Cameroonian. Edu will turn. 2nd minute here in Orlando. Now the mad scramble. And coming away was Timbo. Now Corey Burke can't miss him, 6'3", and when he runs at defenders, look out. There's Dikwa. Along the right, Zach Ellis-Hayden, the Canadian, putting it into the area. Dikwa sends it across, and diving to get that ball is Jake McGuire, 22-year-old out of Chino Hills, California, who signed with Philadelphia in March, drafted 30th overall.
Yeah, really nice combination play there from Zach Ellis-Hayden and Dikwa, and Dikwa gets that ball across the box really well.
Be a throw here for OCB.
Nice combination play, and Dikwa gets that ball across. You really want that center forward. You really want Ben Polk making that run to the front post, and then maybe he's going to have the opportunity to get there before the first defender.
Timbo on a line left for Alston, who was making that overlap up that side. Epps.
And Alston will be a little bit uncomfortable maybe there on that left-hand side, used to playing on the right.
Point is Santi Moar, the Spaniard, searching that one in to that area, right side. Collected. Target man Corey Burke waiting. Will be sent back. Jones settled by Rayall. Service back into the area, headed into the air. Fenlison calls everybody off. And the 24-year-old has it in his mitts for the first time tonight.
It'll be nice for him to make that early save, get his butterflies out a little bit, get the confidence going.
He admitted he was a little nervous getting that start at Louisville, but came away roses. 3-0 to the Lions in that matchup against the best in the East.
Yeah, fantastic performance there on the road.
Ellis-Hayden. Another beautiful ball looking inside for Dikwa. Challenge met by Trusty. Had the angle played. Headed forward by Schweitzer for OCB. Neal mixing it up, the longtime MLS veteran. On an OCB contract the last 2 years. 35 years old, is that leadership role.
I wouldn't be surprised as the game progresses. Perhaps he'll switch and play a little bit more inside as well. He does play on that kind of tucked in inside right midfield position at the moment.
That ball held up for Dikwa, and a foul committed. And is it Trusty, the guilty party? And he'll set up a free kick for OCB here in the 5th minute.
Yeah, Dikwa's made some good early running into this right channel. And he gets pushed over there by Trusty, the young HEB homegrown player.
Schweitzer to perhaps let this fly off the right foot. Instead, De Silva. Pierre, just 18 years young,
I think De Silva just pulling rank there, saying, look, I've created the most chances for this team all year. Let me have it.
31 of them to be exact, and sends up to that top corner. It'll be poked over the bar, but it's going to be in behind for a goal kick. Set to enter minute number 6. Connor Donovan, the target there.
Yeah, definitely going for goal there. And we saw the keeper off his line slightly or a little bit deep and tried to whip that into the front post. It looked like maybe the keeper had it covered, but I'm not sure whether Jake Maguire did have that cover. That might have dipped right in the top corner there.
Maguire just 14 goals allowed from 16 games. It's a 1.14 goals against average this year. And it's played back from Trusty. Dikwa daring him to hit it long. That's what he'll do. Carroll searches it out, finds it. And Neal comes back to win for OCB. Pressure coming from Burke. A rampaging run. Now, Zach Ellis-Hayden. Dikwa holds it up. Here comes the Canadian along the right side, trying to get in behind Trusty. It held up for him a little too much. He'll be pushed out for a throw for OCB.
Yeah, very positive signs there from Zach Ellis-Hayden and Dikwa combining well on this right flank.
Ellis-Hayden serving a ball in, looking for Polk. Backside is De Silva trying to get that byline. Ushered away. Timbo running into an advanced spot. It'll be cleared off. Good scramble defense by the Bethlehem Steel.
Just a fantastic ball in the box there from Zach Ellis-Hayden, and it's popping out to De Silva. And could he have hit that first time with his left foot? See that great ball from Zach Ellis-Hayden. Sat up nice for him, decided to take another touch. And just the shots that Aaron Jones did a good job defending there.
Alston does have a big throw in his arsenal. And he'll keep the ball for OCB. Shape regaining for the back line of Bethlehem. It'll be the visitors' ball.
A very positive opening 7 minutes or so for this young OCB side. Controlling the tempo of the game, fullbacks getting involved.
Yarrow settles over. Ghanaian. Started with Kyle Laren at Georgetown. Laren at UConn, rather. Wrong Big East team. Eighth minute. Edu
coming back off a broken leg suffered in 2016.
A nasty injury as well. Designated player for the Philadelphia Union. Jim Curtin would love to have him back in the fold. Back into the center of the park.
I know center midfield is his preferred position, but certainly seen him be a very dominant center half as well.
Long switch of play. Epps is there, overlap coming from Jones. Instead, we'll take it inside. And it was De Silva to track it quickly. He's thrown down to the turf. Referee tonight is Daniel Gutierrez. Allowed play to continue. Here's Timbo. Composure being shown by OCB is Alston. See it go out behind. Goal kick for the Lions.
It did look like it could have been a shout for handball there on Alston, but referee let it go on. Timbo's pretty much played everywhere for OCB this season.
That's right.
He's playing in center midfield.
Last home matchup, we saw him at center back. Gotta love the versatility. Headed back by Ellis-Hayden. Neal trying to keep it alive.
And that's why he's in there. A lovely 60-yard crossfield pass there from Timbo.
Tracking is Zach. Two Zachs on the back line, Carroll and Ellis-Hayden. Alston. Dikwa along the left, along with Yarrow. Just out of dodge. Timbo kept it alive. Alston along that back side. Now Donovan. Connor Donovan, 2015, had one MLS start. It happened to be against the Philadelphia Union in a match that saw him tear his ACL on a challenge from C.J. Sapong.
Again, another one yet to really find his full form and fitness after that
right.
ACL injury.
His rookie season getting a start, and then it came crashing down so quickly, 11 minutes into it. Schweitzer putting the pressure on Santi Moar. And will play direct along that right side. Epps has a streaking Burke in front. Epps outside the 18, leaves it. Cleared for Ellis Hayden. Jones keeps it alive. Service to that back post. Not going to trouble Finlayson in any way possible.
An opportunity to counterattack here. A lot of Bethlehem Steel players high up the pitch.
Hayden saw it get away. Closed down quickly by Adu. Entering minute 12. What's in the way of chances to speak of in this one thus far? A slow, deliberate pace here, Oliver, to start. Now turned over, big crushing tackle. Yarrow was in on that. Adu straight up the gut. Now out right to Epps. And Myers got crossed once more.
Yeah, final ball not really coming off for either team at the moment. But you can see in Bethlehem Steel in the attacking midfielders, Santi Moa and Adam Najem have a lot of talent and creativity, and they're going to be the keys on the attacking side for the Steel tonight. Santi Moa, part of that great Pfeiffer University team that was all conquering, undefeated a couple of years back at the D2 level.
This is Carroll. Dequa to the rescue was Trusty.
Yeah, Dequa always willing to make those runs into the channels. Been all over the park early tonight. Just doesn't have the physical presence of a Cox or a Haji Berry, so when he gets into those areas, not as easy for the young man to hold the ball up and bring his teammates into play.
Has relied on his raw athleticism thus far. That's 3 goals. Good service in for Lewis Neal. Intervention was made and sent back out. OCB has not tasted defeat since June 20th against the Ottawa Fury on the road at TD Place. Since 11 games unbeaten. A lot of draws in that. A little one touch. Wires crossed again as Lewis was looking to play on Polk.
Yeah, Lewis wasn't too happy with that. He thought that Polk had read that and he was going to play that ball in behind the back line, but Polk was a couple of steps behind, didn't read it. Lewis Neal still very, very sharp mentally, and understanding of the game. His football IQ is really top notch.
Najem got out of a jam. Leaves it. Mawar into the 18, one-on-one, trying to get across. Great tackle there by Ellis Hayden, and then turnabout is fair play. It will be OCB ball.
Yeah, just great 1v1 defending there from Zach Ellis Hayden. Stands him up, doesn't go to ground early, and gets across and makes the fantastic tackle. You can see the danger from the Deportivo La Coruña man from Spain.
Coming up on a quarter hour in. 0-0.
Certainly both teams not playing at a really quick tempo, content to just possess the ball.
Da Silva trying to keep it alive. Epps was trying to jump on it. There's Polk. And we'll see it go out for a corner. First of the match for OCB.
It's a better run there. Forward from Ben Polk. He's got to work the channels just like Dick was been. This time he did. earns his team a corner.
Well, you and I, Oliver, calling this game from, you know, up in the box. You can feel the heat, though, radiate off the pitch down below. It is cool air-wise, but more you can tell it's been baking here all day.
It's been this last few weeks have been, you know, pretty unbearable here in Central Florida.
USCB trying to play that to their advantage. Zach Ellis-Hayden playing it short to Polk. Back out to the Canadian. Flies it high in the sky towards that back post. Bunches over. And we'll do a corner on the other side now. So getting tested here, Jake McGuire on the set piece opportunities. McGuire drafted by the Houston Dynamo. Ended up signing with Philadelphia out of Tulsa. Now will be Lewis Neal.
Let's see if they can put the slightly lower trajectory on this ball here, and it'll trouble the back line a bit more.
Neal, a member of that 2011 USL championship team in Orlando. Parlayed that to a couple of years at DC United and sent back in. That'll be a throw quickly. Neal, the captain, launches it towards that back post. It's Donovan to play it out of the air. And cleared away. Will be OCB throw on the far side, 17th minute.
Yeah, nice footwork there from Lewis Neal out here on the right-hand channel. Drops his shoulder, cuts inside, and just bends a lovely ball. It picks out Connor Donovan on the back stick.
Oh, Alston in an advanced spot. Trying to get Polk in behind. It's Trusty to stand it up.
Yeah, there was a slight opening there, wasn't there, for Ben Polk, and Trusty just shut that door really quickly. You can see why the young man has got a big future in the homegrown player. Just a great tackle there from Austin Trusty.
Did have a goal against New Zealand for the US U20s, Trusty. It's a bonus when you're getting that from your center back at that level. He's on the ball now. Real. Another switch to the far side. Just keeps it alive. Quick turn by Burke. Keeping things alive right side. Epps looking to get a cross in. Two runners into the box. They'll leave it back. And that one right at Fenlison off the foot of Moir.
I'm not sure Corey Burke, after that sharp turn and ball out wide to Epps, will be too happy that he cut that back to a midfielder. I'm sure he wanted that ball in the mixer for him to get on the end of. Big man needs service.
Well, if you'd like to join the conversation, use the game hashtag ORLVBST. Talk about Orlando City B and Bethlehem Steel tonight, the only game in league action. So glad you're joining us wherever you happen to be. If you're members of that East End Army, obviously not at the Forge tonight, but if you're watching at the Sam Adams Brew House, I'd like to say hello to you here in the 19th minute. 0-0 between your side and OCB. Jones.
I've seen Derek Jones really get a game by the scruff of the neck and really dominate every facet of the game, almost Pogba-like at the academy level and USL level. Just really content tonight, just sitting and possessing.
Epps clear inside the area and scoots it high. So the Jackson, Mississippi native found himself alone in the 18. A little switch off by OCB, but nothing comes of it.
Yeah, really had so much time there, Epps. You know, you really strange how he had to have so much time in the box. Makes that run in between Connor Donovan, has plenty of time, cuts it onto his left foot, and just skies that ball over the top.
Moore lost the handle on the challenge from Zach Ellis-Hayden. Now in direct fashion, OCB not going to stop Trusty from getting there first. How about the work shown by Burke on that one end, and it was Derek Jones all over the field. Now Pierre Da Silva right outside the D and cleaned up nicely by Aaron Jones.
Uncharacteristic giveaway from Morris Edu. De Silva pinched him, drove through the midfield, couldn't quite get a shot off though.
Edu calling the shots. Directing that from Trusty over to the right side. Epps again. One-on-one with Alston. Gets that one across the area. Doing well enough to put it out. Zach Ellis-Hayden.
Yeah, Marcus Epps has got into some really good areas so far in the first half, but really struggled with the final ball.
That will be a corner kick as it went out over the line.
Marcus Epps was at USF down here in Florida. Good career there.
'75 appearances, 8 goals with the Bulls.
Interesting lineup, the way they're lining up for this corner kick here.
Yeah. 4 or 5 players on that end line. So to the back post. I was looking for Burke. Second ball in, headed towards the goal. Scuffed across. Well, misfire by Najem.
A good technique on the volley, just didn't quite catch it right, but good technique. Body shape was good. Here's the other opportunity again. Good win first from Trusty. Just cut across the ball a little bit too much.
Hits that goal from that angle, though. That's goal of the week material.
There was actually one a little bit like that today in the France-Holland game. And the French boy just absolutely hammered it left foot, went top corner. Just you won't see a better strike than that from Lamar.
Yeah, World Cup qualifying certainly brings out the best. Oh, another sliding challenge there by Zach Ellis-Hayden, making his 14th start. He gets cleaned up, but Dequo will chase it into the corner. Coming back was Trusty to help out. Neal looking to initiate a switch. Schweitzer, square ball left. Timbo receives a pass from Alston. 23rd minute, no score. Right at the D, read well by Trusty. Turned over. Bethlehem trying to counter. And will take their time.
Yeah, neither team really looking to transition, which is surprising, you know, on this lovely, beautiful open pitch. It's very difficult to defend on the counter-attack, and neither team really looking to attack quickly in the change of possession. Very content with the patient build-up.
Now Jim. Schweitzer forcing that pass wide. Epps to Edu. Unmarked center of the pitch. Gets a step on Schweitzer. Leaves it left. Real. Service from Mawar. And it was Fenlison out quickly and decisively. De Silva will turn around.
It does sound like the heat is getting a lot for these players. There is going to be a hydration break in the next 10 minutes.
Expect that around the half-hour mark. Carroll. Yeah, still summertime down here. There's Polk. Yarrow there one-on-one, and first-round pick from a year ago gets the better of that one.
Yeah, definitely not getting much change out of Yarrow. Defending well.
Free kick. A handful from Schweitzer. One way to slow him down.
It's going to, whenever you get into a physical battle with Derek Jones, you're probably going to come out on the losing end. He's a big, strong boy, 6'3", 180 pounds, 20-year-old man.
Was listening to Jim Curtin's press conference, Philadelphia Union manager, yesterday, and said, well, we're looking forward to getting basically almost a full 11 of first-team players down in Orlando to play in the nice weather. And then second time he brought it up, yeah, maybe he could tend to have some thunderstorms and some heat, so maybe that's not nice weather, but certainly happy that his team on the international break this week. Didn't have to worry about playing as Orlando City does as they go to New England here on Saturday.
Yeah, and some players from OCB obviously missing. Haji Bear has been a top performer.
Yeah, went with the team up to New England. And Barry, 8 goals to lead the team, a lot of them coming in the last couple of weeks. Here's the overlap from Real towards the spot. Donovan cut it out with his head. Get back out as far as Aaron Jones, the Englishman. Now Epps getting inside. Alston tripped up.
Epps causing a lot of problems, even for the veteran Alston. Showing his pace on the outside there. Pushes the ball, gets past him. Alston trying to get position, and that's a close call. Close call. Referee swallowed his whistle.
And Daniel Gutierrez is the referee tonight. He's assisted by Jonathan Belinsky, Francesco Terranova, and Matthew Miscannon is the 4th official here on the near touchline. 26th minute, no score. OCB, Bethlehem Steel. Big matchup in the Eastern Conference, 6th versus 8th. And OCB in the Eastern Conference has been the team in the ascendancy. Those standings as of late. 11 straight without a loss.
Coach Anthony Pulis is always going to build a team and put a team out that's going to be difficult to beat, and he's done just that.
Polk serves that one in to McGuire. Not sure if we mentioned yet, you got Michael Cox had a brace, made the team of the week for his performance in Louisville. What does he do? He leaves that game early with a hamstring pull. So finally coming into his own, the golden boot from the team a year ago, and now he's not available.
Yeah, he would have certainly been in line for another start tonight and continue his good goal scoring and good form, and generally was good in here the other night.
And next man up, though, right? That's a common refrain from all coaches in the league. When you get this opportunity, step up, take it. So it's up to Polk and Dequa tonight. They do cut early. Turned over. Clean play. Polk running at defenders. Has Schweitzer to his right. Instead will go left to De Silva. Wise choice. And immediately step 2.
A heavy first touch from De Silva.
Commentators curse. Neal. Play Dequim behind. The Cameroonian will catch up to it. Nice touch back to Ellis Hayden. 28th minute. Lewis Neal on the ball. Serve it towards that back stick. And the Polk. And again, it's going to be banging your head against a light pole if you're going against Trusty and Yarrow all night.
Yeah, certainly looking like an impressive combination at the heart of the Steel defense tonight.
You have to be a little more crafty, a little quick with the decisions. Served balls from the outside may not get it done.
And Zach Ellis Hayden, he had the opportunity to cross the football there, and he looked up, and there was one striker in the box. You know, just Ben Polk was in there, and again, there's got to be a little bit more, like you said, a little bit more. You got to send some more numbers on, or have a chance to win those battles.
Easy for us to say we're up here in an air-conditioned booth. There in the sweltering heat. Can't expect a stoppage for hydration here in a couple of minutes. Take this time to remind you that Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, you can visit NikeSoccer.com. Up by Dequa. Schweitzer. Now Ellis Hayden. Neal across. Checking the surroundings is Fernando Timbo. Has Alston on his own. Jones closes him down. Former MLS comeback player of the year plays it back. And Timbo loses it. And Alston, the tactical foul, will draw a yellow for sure. So left hanging out to dry by Timbo there a bit.
Yeah, Alston made a decision pretty early to pull him back. Picks up the yellow, knew it was coming. Epps has been a handful, you know, certainly been a bright spark for the Bethlehem Steel tonight. A lot of pace, a lot of raw power, and he's given Alston all he can handle, and that's why he's picked up the yellow there. So it's going to be probably a long night. 60 minutes left to play in the game, and he's got to go up against Epps and on a yellow card. So
60 minutes left to play in the game, and he's got to go up against Epps and on a yellow card. So 60 minutes left to play in the game, and he's got to go up against Epps and on a yellow card. So file that one away. 15 minutes to go in the half. So on the half hour into the book goes Kevin Alston, making his 8th start for OCB. Yet to see time with the MLS club. Spent the better part of the first couple of months of the season injured with a deep muscle injury. His hamstrings befell Orlando City at the MLS level. Now Timbo, the Brazilian, will skate it to that back stick. Missed the target by a couple of feet, but had McGuire diving to his right.
Yeah, really opened up there for Timbo, that wins the ball in the midfield. He just back off. The Steelers defense just back off, and Timbo thinks, why not? Let's have a go. Hammers that with his left foot, but doesn't get a really great contact.
You see on the screen, we'll have the hydration break here in the 31st minute. You're watching Orlando City B, Bethlehem Steel here on USL Match Center. Jeff Radcliffe, Oliver 12 Trees, and our entire crew. Glad to bring it with you. The sole game in the league tonight. Well, the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. You can stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting www.uslsoccer.com and follow us on Twitter as well at USL. Brendan Burke now in his 2nd season.
He's doing some coaching there. You know, I'm not sure if he's allowed to have a little coach's huddle, but here we go. Anthony Pulis is doing the same thing, trying to get his information across. You can see the sweat just dripping off all the lads. It's,
yes.
you know, incredibly humid here in Orlando.
Anthony, former Orlando City player at the USL level from Bristol, England.
But you can see, you know, the respect he demands, and players are all eyes, listening, watching, trying to take in, you know, the information he's trying to pass on to them. So great job in his 2nd year, Anthony Pulis with OCB.
Incredibly organized and to the point. Does not mince words. You never have to guess with what he says. Very direct.
Yeah, and that's coaching. You know, the information sometimes is lost from a coach to his players, and the more clear and concise you can be, and sometimes less is more as well. You know, you don't need to talk for a half hour. You can get your points across simply. It's often a lot more effective.
In the case of Burke and Pulis, not an easy coaching assignment when your lineup changes constantly, when you're one of the MLS owned and operated clubs too, because you really have no lineup consistency whatsoever. Players in and out, up and down, and then have to manage a USL schedule, sometimes 2 games in a week.
Yeah, very tough, you know, and I think obviously, you know, the MLS USL teams are still working out some kinks, and, you know, as time goes on, it will become easier and easier as they understand the roles. But, you know, obviously we saw that for OCB last year. You know, it was not easy at times. I'm sure, you know, the Steel are having those same problems, but having said that, you wouldn't mind having Morrissey do playing centre mid for you.
Yeah, exactly. Back to play. Dequa lost the handle. And a good win by Zach Ellis Hayden to the foot of Schweitzer. As part of the Vancouver Whitecaps, or make that the Sounders setup. Sounders 2 last year, 4 goals in 22 appearances. Making your job tougher is when you're one of the MLS owned and operated clubs. You're playing Charlotte and Charleston, Rochester, Cincinnati, those teams that are out to win games for their fan bases, not necessarily just develop players like these guys are.
Yeah, it'll be interesting when, you know, the USL Division 3 comes out, you know, if some of the MLS clubs will drop down to that and really use it as a pure reserve league, where now it's sort of, it's in between, isn't it? You know, they're obviously Anthony Pulis is trying to win games, but, you know, developing players is the #1 target, but they still want to obviously make the playoffs and win the league.
Well, Orlando City B's been around for a little over a year and a half and have already advanced 3 players on USL contracts up to MLS level. And De Silva is one of those on the field tonight. Saw Tony Rocha and Mikey Ambrose a year ago. Ambrose picked up in the expansion draft by Atlanta United, so he was certainly noticed.
It's well read there by Real.
Overruns it, comes back to keep it alive. Derek Jones on a diagonal. Leaving it for Burke, trying to get free. Cleaned up by Alston. And now the break is on. Polk. Phoenix, Arizona native will have to hold up. Timbo, lots of space around him. Headed up for the Brazilian. Native of Curitiba. Hayden. Forced back. Neal a little more withdrawn.
Could be an opportunity to cross here.
Ellis Hayden will cut it back. Keeps his feet. Crosses away. Couldn't get it by that first line of defense. We'll try it again. How about take two? And dealt with by Trusty. Schweitzer. Keeping it in the air. That was Timbo, rather. Pressure coming from OCB. 36th minute. And down to his knees is Corey Burke.
Zach Ellis Hayden going to have another chance here.
And he'll be checked on by our referee, Daniel Gutierrez.
Yeah, Ellis Hayden in that situation, he had two opportunities to take his man byline. He's a right-footed player. He's got pace and power. I'd love to see him just, drop his shoulder left, play the ball towards the goal line and try and whip that in with his right foot. It's a much easier, it's a much more dangerous, effective cross if it goes behind the defense. If it's just cut back, it's easy for the centre-back, especially the centre-backs of the quality of Trusty and Yara. It's easy to intercept. If he goes byline, he cuts that back. It's probably an easy tap-in.
Burke was checking his face, but up off the mats. 25-year-old Jamaican international, 3 caps with the Reggae Boys.
Scores goals wherever he's been. Corey Burke. And
7 goals with Bethlehem in 2 seasons. 5 of them this year. Carroll. Still looking for the opening salvo in this one. Bethlehem has never beaten OCB. 2 teams beginning USL play together last year. A chance building for Bethlehem. Having it back, Derek Jones. And Moar had a nice run up the left side. Najim. Now it's Real. Serves in a cross. It's dealt with by Donovan. Neal looks up. Gets it away to Dikwa. Being pushed back. Neal trying to find Polk. And muscled off.
A good hold-up play from both centre forwards, though. Really, really solid. Dikwa's been working on that in his game. You can see that.
Coming away, foul by Pierre Da Silva, and it'll be best to just walk away.
Yeah, certainly better. Had a few moments this year of, fire. He's definitely a fiery player, and had 2 red cards on the season, so needs to keep his nose clean the rest of the year.
CB, 7 games left after tonight, 5 of which are at home. You earn points here at home tonight. You've really set yourself up well. Perhaps put yourself into a position to assault the top 4. Get yourself a bye, or a home game rather, in the playoffs.
And this would be shown, this season. They not need to be afraid of anybody in this league.
Have been the most dominant team in the league on the road. 6-4-4 OCB. 2-2-7 at home. So 9 results, but 7 of them draws. So left them on the table. Yet here they are in 6th position. Bethlehem getting more of the game as we get closer to halftime. In the 40th minute, Da Silva looking to start something the other way. Dikwa.
Again, quality hold-up play from Dikwa.
Loose ball, 50-50 upcoming. Schweitzer got just a nick piece of it. Now Neal running into the open field. That will leave Polk on the right side running towards the corner. 1-on-1 he goes. And again, Trusty got the better of him, and then shot into the upper deck from Zach Ellis Hayden. That's a right back strike right there.
That certainly is. You know, just got underneath that strike. Some good counter-attacking play from OCB as well. Been poked in a 1v1 situation. Trusty makes the tackle, just sets up nicely, doesn't it? And just gets that all wrong.
Ellis Hayden does have a goal to his credit. Great story. Last year was not slated as a starter. He was supposed to be a backup to Tyler Turner. And took his starting job away from him, Zach Ellis Hayden, by midseason. Tyler Turner no longer with the Orlando City program.
Yeah, Zach Ellis Hayden certainly been one of the most consistent performers over the last 2 years for this OCB team.
Zach out of Kitchener, Ontario. Started Cleveland Estates, the Horizon League soccer powerhouse, right? 41st minute. Da Silva on the ball.
He's provided Zach Ellis Hayden tonight. He's provided most of their attacks. Most of the good work that's come from OCB has come from this right-hand side. And Ellis Hayden had a couple of good balls in, had that shot. So
there's Dikwa. Yarrow was there.
yeah, showed too much of that for Yarrow. To Yarrow, got to get his body in between the ball and the defender.
Oh, limped away, Derek Jones. Shots even at 4. Shots on target 1-0 in favor of Bethlehem.
Yeah, definitely not too much action in the goal mouth.
Possession somewhat even, 53% about for Bethlehem.
So the best chance of the game, I would say, came to Epps on this right-hand side where he blazed over. So that final ball's lacking really for both teams at the moment.
This is the second and final meeting of the regular season between these two. Back on the 23rd of April, Richie Larea, MLS player, with the brace away there at Goodman Stadium to get the 2-0 win for OCB on the road. And now Bethlehem looking to turn the tables on OCB here at home in steamy Orlando. As it's played back to Fenlison, we'll remind you to stay up to date on all the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 9 o'clock on Sirius XM-FC, Channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XM-FC will air the USL Game of the Week as well. Check USLsoccer.com for games and times. As Dikwa running into the corner, escorted by Muriel, and played out. Will be a throw to OCB here, about 2 minutes from halftime. As you said, I think Zach Ellis Hayden, the MVP of the first half for OCB.
Yeah, him and Dikwa have combined well, created a few half chances.
There's another cross. Polk tried to get a foot in there on Yarrow. Timbo biding the time. Da Silva pushed away by Epps. Timbo turned over. Najim.
Da Silva, for me, needs to be more involved. You know, obviously he creates the most chances for this team. Good tackle, wasn't that?
Another tackle again. On the foot of Lewis Neal. Left-footed Englishman. Well, I just get it away. So Jones up off the deck after that challenge. Back to Ellis Hayden. Heard the footsteps coming. A little heavy touch there from the Canadian.
A bit of a tire touch there going to the 44th, 45th minute here.
He's covered some ground up and down this near side, there's no doubt.
Looks like Lewis has dropped it right back. Give him a breather. Amazes me, Lewis Neal, how he keeps going and going. I don't think he's missed a pass tonight. Hasn't been as involved as he would, I'm sure, have liked, but you know, being very creative and efficient with his possession.
And hearing 3 minutes of stoppage time from down below. Lewis Neal will be on the TV broadcast with us this weekend, per the usual, as OCB will not play again until the 7th of September against Richmond Kickers. Right back here. It's weird saying Richmond down at the bottom of the table. That's highly unusual from Lee Calishaw's bunch.
Timbo enjoying himself tonight.
And now it's official. 3 minutes. We're in stoppage time. First half, no score. Bethlehem Steel, Orlando City B.
Not too many stoppages in the game, but obviously that was the hydration break that's added on those extra few minutes.
Yep. Oh,
Ooh,
De Silva.
That's
They go into the book here.
It's a nasty tackle.
And he'll see yellow for his efforts. And the immediate concern is along the right side for the Steel. And need some attention.
Yeah, very late in the tackle. Both feet were up. Be interesting to see that one again. See how late he was, if he got any ball. Talented, obviously a fantastically talented footballer, but does see the red mist there once in a while. De Silva.
Jones. Anytime it's from behind, it's going to be a card. Just depends on which color. And now you'll see Lewis give. I'll talk to De Silva to get him positionally right so he doesn't have to make those rash challenges. Captain doing the captain's duties there. And the good news is Aaron Jones is up off the mat.
Yeah, he did get a little bit of ball in a challenge, so probably saved him seeing the other color.
But now 2 players on that left side for OCB on yellow cards.
Actually, a lot of similarities in the playing style. Obviously, Lewis Neal's a lot older than De Silva, but De Silva, you know, beats you more with his guile and his imagination and creativity than he does with just pure pace and power. So I'm sure Lewis does see a little bit of himself in the young De Silva.
Lewis Neal, 35 years young, but still versatile as ever. Can play any spot in that midfield still.
I think you could pretty much put Lewis anywhere, as he's just an all-around good footballer.
A Leicester man. Most of his career in England before coming over to play for Orlando City and Adrian Heath. Interesting fact about Lewis is after that 2011 season, he was on trial at RSL under Jason Kreis. And then eventually signed with DC United, played there for a couple of years, returned to Orlando to play in that inaugural MLS season of 2015. Started many games that season. And then into the broadcast booth and on to OCB for 2016. Free kick here. Well, perhaps the last salvo of this opening half will be Aaron Jones. Tipped over the top, headed down and out of play. And it'll be a goal kick for Jake Fenlison, who's only been tested really once.
It's been a very quiet night for the young man.
Had in for Earl Edwards, who, because of the injury to Josh Saunders, a neck injury, that's moved Earl Edwards back to the MLS lineup as the backup to Joe Bendick. So maybe Fenlison the rest of the way this season.
A good opportunity from the former Akron man. You know, obviously Earl Edwards has been phenomenal this season so far for OCB.
And that will bring us to halftime. 0-0 the scoreline here in Orlando after the first 45. 45 still remain between Bethlehem Steel and Orlando City B. We'll come back with a halftime show right after this. You are watching USL Soccer on USL Match Center.
This is where it all began. The passion, the reputation, both on the field and in the stands. They ruled an era in this league, and now they are back for more. The future of Orlando City can be summed up in 3 letters: O-C-B.
Back at Orlando City Stadium in the city beautiful of Orlando, Florida. 0-0 at the half between Orlando City B and the Bethlehem Steel FC, second and final meeting of the regular season. So glad to have you along. I'm Jeff Radcliffe, joined by Oliver 12 Trees. And your impressions of that first half, fair scoreline, obviously, but what did you make of things?
Yeah, you can certainly see the confidence of OCB coming off 11 games unbeaten. You know, they've possessed the ball well. They've been patient in possession. But, you know, really neither team has really hurt the opposition's defense. You know, I'd say Bethlehem Steel maybe edged it with some chances, but here's some chances here. Great free kick from De Silva. Tried to catch the goalkeeper unawares. And then some chances here for the Spaniard, Moa. Great block from who was maybe the man of the match in the first half, Ellis Hayden. Another opportunity from Moa. Good solid hands from Jake Fenelson.
Man who was on that USL Team of the Week for that shutout last week at Louisville, and great build-up here, but chance wasted there by Epps.
Yeah, probably the best chance there from Epps, who's been a live wire for the Steel on that right-hand side.
Mawar, again, service into the area, read well quickly by Fenelson.
Yeah, Mawar's been a very poignant player. And
shout for a penalty there,
yeah,
Oliver?
Yeah, I think he definitely had a shout. Kevin Alston didn't seem too worried about it, but didn't play the ball, and certainly Steele had a shout. It was an opportunity here for Timbo, who again was impressive in the center of the park for OCB. Didn't quite get hold of it, the big Brazilian.
Timbo in that midfield tonight. As we take a look at the match stats, shots even at 4, just the one on target for Bethlehem. Possession shading towards the visitors a bit, and the 2 yellow cards could come up big here in the second half, as the left side of the field for Orlando City, Alston and De Silva, each going into the book of referee Daniel Gutierrez.
Yeah, both teams just lacking a little bit of quality, you know, in that final third. That'll be, I'm sure, what both coaches will be telling them at half-time. We need to produce quality, whether it's the final cross, the final through ball, or the finish. You know, that needs to be stepped up a level in the second half for both teams. I'm sure both coaches won't be overly happy with their team's performance on the attacking side. Having said that, the Steel were very solid in the back. Trusty and Yarrow were like rocks back there for the Steel, and Carroll and Donovan defended well, especially on the right-hand side. Zach Ellis Hayden very, very prominent up and down this right wing.
Bethlehem Steel, 10 wins, 11 losses, 3 ties, 33 points coming in. OCB 8, 6, and 11 on 35 points. So close, and the margin so thin as you get later and later. Just 7 games remain for OCB, 8 for Bethlehem Steel. Right now they're knotted at 0-0 as halftime rolls on here in Orlando.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Week 23 of the 2017 USL regular season was one for the record books. 5 midweek matchups took center stage as the league's total attendance record was shattered. Wednesday night saw the USL surpass the 1.5 million mark in total attendance, pushing past 2016's total attendance in just 6.5 weeks after the league passed the 1 million mark. FC Cincinnati continues to lead the league in average attendance with more than 20,000 fans per game, with Sacramento Republic FC not far behind. But notably this season, the league has more than doubled its number of teams averaging more than 5,000 fans per game, with 9 clubs above that mark. Those 9 teams, which include newcomers Reno 1868 FC, Ottawa Fury FC, and the Tampa Bay Rowdies, sit in the top 11 in average attendance nationally outside Major League Soccer. With the season pushing on, the 2 million attendance mark is on the horizon. As the race for the 2017 USL Cup playoffs heats up, the league's fans are not cooling down. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
Why do you not get me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track.
Oh, hey. She's cute. Nice going, man.
Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Dangerous spot if you can get one whipped in. Instead, they'll play it in behind to Barry. Gives it a go, takes a deflection, and in. Goal, OCB. Seb Hines got the last touch, his first goal as a USL player this year. For a goal for the second straight game. He approaches, saved by Edwards. So the soccer gods answer the prayer. We're back in Orlando. It's OCB and Bethlehem Steel FC. As it is 0-0 at the half. Jeff Radcliffe, Oliver 12 Trees, getting you all settled back in as we get set to start second half in a few minutes. And again, this game has a number of implications really for each side. All the wins come at a premium, and you see maybe some possible substitutions that could come in. Who could we see possibly here as we get first take a quick look at the Eastern Conference as we look. There's what we're talking about. OCB with a chance to really pull into fourth if they can capture all three tonight. Bethlehem as well can rise up that table as well.
Yeah, so much parity in the Eastern Conference this season. Last year you saw the New York Red Bulls just, really, really running away with the league in the first, at the top of the league and going on and win that championship. This year, there's just so much parity and a few more good results going into these last 7 games is going to be just a fantastic opportunity for Orlando City B to make the playoffs and get a home draw and see if they can go win another championship.
It's going to be the battle of the brave the last month and a half of the season. No time for any chickens. Got to put on the big boy boots the rest of the way. It is tough.
Well, what about
points tough to come by?
What about young Aaron Smith? The 17-year-old
keeper,
playing, playing U16 Academy this last year, and he's got the opportunity to be on the bench here tonight. Got the opportunity maybe to get in the game and make his professional debut.
As we mentioned, OCB, 7 games left, 5 of them at home. A big win against the Richmond Kickers, then at St. Louis, and then against the Charleston Battery, a team that they've seemed to have success against, whether it's here or on the road over the history. And then Bethlehem trying to, they got to do the second half of the Florida swing here against Tampa Bay, and then at Louisville and Pittsburgh.
Always a tough one, after coming to OCB and then going on the road, going to the Tampa Bay Rowdies, a very, very tough 2-game swing for the Steel, and then the Riverhounds, pretty neighbors up there in Pittsburgh, will be another tough derby game for them.
Yeah, lost 3-2 last week to the Pittsburgh side, and so Riverhounds got the best there at their beautiful facility downtown Station Square, Pittsburgh, right across that Monongahela River. Team's set to come out and look at the officials. Gutierrez, the referee. Let's see if we have any substitutions. Did you see Matthew Miscannon, the 4th official, looking at a card? And Austin Martz looks like he may check in, as well as Danny Deacon, as they're standing with the 4th official right now. So we may see 2 of the allotted 3 changes right here at halftime.
Yeah, and I could see that, as I said, offensively really struggled to put too much together, and obviously Martz will provide that power and pace down that right flank, and Danny Deacon a little bit more subtlety. Probably plays in a similar way to Silva, really, but he can play up front as well. So it'll be interesting to see who's going to be making way for them too.
Well, maybe De Silva on a yellow, and we've seen Martz play. At right back, so you could get Alston out of the game, put Zach Ellis-Hayden over on the other side, maybe.
Yeah, that would be. Certainly Martz has been playing as a right back and doing just really, really well since being converted from a winger to a right back. So I could certainly see that as a substitution.
So Martz, in fact, in for Alston. So let's see. Martz, typically a right-sided player, and Deacon will check in as well. And he'll come in for Ben Polk, so that may change the shape a little bit. Danny Deacon, Sheffield, England native, drafted 64th overall in the MLS 2017 draft out of South Carolina by Orlando City. Then a couple months back got put onto the USL contract. So Martz for Alston and Deacon for Polk is set for second half action. No changes to speak of for Brendan Burke.
Yeah, Polk didn't get much change from the Yarrow trustee partnership at the centre back, so it'll be interesting to see if Danny Deacon, the Englishman, can get a little bit more joy out of them.
And Alston on a yellow, but also coming back from an injury-plagued season thus far. So not sure if that's by design, but we do see Zach Ellis-Hayden now on the left side. So it will be Martz slotted in at the right back spot. Deacon at the center of the formation right now. See if he'll pull strings for Dikwa.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll play as a bit of a false 9, just playing just a little bit dropped off of the pacey Dikwa.
Yeah, very versatile player, Deacon. Just the 1 goal this year coming on a penalty that tied a game against Tampa Bay Rowdies here a few months back. Those two teams will meet for a 3rd time in the season finale here. Not a game you'd want to miss.
It'll be interesting to see if the Steel really, try and go out in this second half and see if there's a little bit more drive from the centre midfield man, Derek Jones. Obviously, so much is expected of this young American player, and hasn't really showed it in the first half.
Neal serves it. Real set forward. Now Mart's unable to clear and getting on that other end. Donovan to play it before Mawar could get there. Thursday night football here in Central Florida. Look out, a marauding run trying to slice it into that top corner was Corey Burke. And he can change the game in a hurry.
And he wants service. That's exactly what the big man wants. He gets a nice little ball there, opens his body up, closes his hips, and left foot blast.
It's a tough with your left foot at that angle. It's
at that angle, though, there's nothing much you can do. You want to go for power at that angle because you're not going to beat him with precision, as Jake Fennelson had his angles narrowed well.
Here's Carroll. Martz dropping deep. Austin Martz out of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Played last year for the now defunct Wilmington Hammerheads. Timbo head up and behind. Flag is up on Dikwa. Quick decision by the assistant referee, Francesco Terranova.
He's always going to be playing on that last man, Dikwa, and what you want for a pacey striker, and just a little bit mistimed his run there.
Jake McGuire, excuse me. Hold up there by the Jamaican. Burke coming back. Schweitzer keeping it alive to Neal. Was in the right spot at all the right times. Now it's back to McGuire. Dikwa putting on some pressure. The line it goes and out. Back to OCB. Nope. Now reversed. Steel ball left side of the pitch. Steel trying to snap a 3-game losing skid. OCB trying to extend that unbeaten run of 11. Deacon into the corner. Flag stays down. Numbers come forward for OCB. Danny, the Englishman, crosses it in. Yarrow snuffed it out. And cleared as far as Ellis Hayden here on the near side. He'll step up. Epps closed down by Maurice Edu. Negative ball back to Martz. Pushing him back, way back.
Yeah, the two Englishmen, Lewis Neal there and Danny Deacon, combining well to get across an opportunity from Deacon. He drops his shoulder, whips that ball in.
Intercepted by Epps, trying to play it quickly. Snuffed out. Now Dikwa putting on the pace, bracketed by Yarrow and Trusty. And that got a number of individuals up on the bench.
Yeah, for a moment there, it looked like Dikwa had got the wrong side of Yarrow. But the referee gives the free kick the other way. Coming out. Referee must have been a defender in his time.
I'll take another look here.
Yeah, Yarrow was just a little strong. I don't think it was a foul either way, to be honest. I think Yarrow was just a little bit stronger.
Wire a long ball. Lines have been good in the midfield, and we talked prior to the game, you and I, when you've got Jones and Adu in that center of the park, it's going to be tough sledding.
Yeah.
And they've held their own.
Yeah, Timbo and Schweitzer have done very well in there. Certainly haven't been outplayed at all.
Donovan coming all the way out. Dealt with by Trusty. Again, Schweitzer intercepts before it could find Burke. Deacon strong on the ball, like that. De Silva keeping it alive. Frustrating Aaron Jones. Squares it to Schweitzer.
I don't think Aaron Jones and De Silva are going to be swapping shirts after the game.
Martz. And just offside was Dequa. Looked like he was on the shoulder even, but not the case.
Yeah, it certainly looked like from up here.
Jones locked on that side. Yarrow has made 5 appearances at the MLS level with Philadelphia Union. A shoulder problem earlier in the season, now just kind of getting back into form.
Yeah, you could certainly see Yarrow and Trusty playing at the MLS
In future,
level with no problem at all.
Seen Tribbett and Marquez down here with the steal at times this season as well. Of course, Aguchanyewu picked up in the offseason, the longtime U.S. international.
And they're getting it tested a little bit more in the second half early, though.
Yeah.
You can see the difference that the substitutions have made. A little bit more craft up front now.
It's going to be interesting with Yarrow coming back into form. Who will yield on Yewu or Jack Elliott? Central defense for the Philadelphia Union as they eye a playoff spot, just a spot ahead of Orlando City. So Schweitzer, left hand in the air, expect an in-swinging kick, back post, and overcooked it a bit. Be tracked down by Donovan and draws the foul. No.
Interesting decision from
Oh, now it's overruled by the referee.
Yeah, I think he got his left and his right mixed up a little bit there. The linesman, definitely Derek Jones, ran straight over Connor Donovan.
And
so opportunity here. The Silver will trot over, and
we've
see
seen
if he
him
can create something from here.
Serves things up.
It's a very good position. A little bit closer than a corner. He's got an opportunity to put some swerve and dip on this ball.
31 chances created so far entering this match for De Silva, 3rd in the league in assists with 7. De Silva with a mighty slice of the ball there, and
Obviously
nothing comes of it.
Obviously wasn't listening to us. You know, that's the key for this, you know, for these young players is the level of consistency. That's the difference between the top players and these lads still, you know, learning the game is the consistency. They can do it, you know, 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, but can they do it, you know, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 times?
Timbo was strong in the midfield. Now the Brazilian down on the contact from Maurice Edu. And the captain will come back and assist. Timbo with 2 goals this season. He can play all over the field. Fernando de Moraes, San Feliz. Timbo.
I'd say he'd be most comfortable in the centre-back position, a ball-playing centre-back with power.
Quick switch of play from Timbo along that right side. Here's Martz. Neal. Oh, beautiful ball, lovely into Deacon, laid it back, and fortunately the only player there was Maurice Epps of Bethlehem Steel. Quickly looking to counter with Burke, and he's chopped down. Fair challenge again. Boy, timing it right tonight is Zach Ellis Hayden.
Looks like he just caught his foot. He caught Zach Ellis's foot as he was trying to play that ball out. No foul.
Hayden holding it up, needing a little help. Timbo eyes the ball across. Trying to find Deacon. And bracketed by those two big center backs for Bethlehem Steel. And now we got to go back and check on the striker for Bethlehem, Corey Burke. Down in the center circle being checked on.
I just think on his backswing there, he didn't see Zach Ellis-Aiden coming just on his backswing. Bit of a collision there, but certainly looks in a bit of pain there, Burke. You know, leading up to that challenge, though, you know, OCB really trying to pass between the lines, and you can see the combination play between Lewis Neal and Danny Deacon. They're on the same page, on the same wavelength, and you know, it was actually a nice cutback from Deacon, but nobody was there.
Look at the
chance again.
The steal here.
Yeah, as expected, he kicked the back of Zach Ellis-Aiden just as he poked the ball away. Sometimes a painful one, but definitely no foul.
Brennan Burke yet to make a change. We've seen the two changes made at halftime for Anthony Pulis proved to be effective thus far in the first 10 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, you wonder if any of these
certainly
MLS
some subs
boys,
available, yeah.
if some of these MLS boys are going to get a rest or if they're going to go the full 90.
A lot of USL-based players there on the bench. Matthew Mahoney, Hugh Roberts, defenders. Chris Nanko, James Chambers in the midfield. Do have Anthony Fontana available. Homegrown player out of the Union Academy. And be the steal. Move forward. Luckily up is Burke. Continuing to be tough and strong on the ball. Donovan out to defend. Jones will switch it to Derek Jones. Now Trusty will drive forward with the ball. Sent all the way back across. Waiting is Epps. Corner of the 18. Ball in. Return was broken up. Foul committed by Timbo of OCB. So now a dangerous free kick outside of the area for the Bethlehem Steel.
Yeah, good lesson for the youngsters there. As soon as you pass the ball, follow your pass. Follow your pass. And you could see what Epps did there. He followed his pass, brought the defender over, and Timbo was a little bit late. Really hardly touched him, but he did enough to win the foul on the edge of the box. Epps knew exactly what he was doing, and this is a really fantastic opportunity. It looks like Corey Burke, the Jamaican, is lining this one up. So Vanelson trying to get his wall in the right place, only going with 4 guys in the wall. This is right on the edge of the box. So it'll be interesting.
Got Burke and Jones.
Burke's getting away from it. Here comes the
They do. And sends that for the Heineken billboard behind the goal. And the boy had a lot of pace on it.
It doesn't seem too bothered about it. Big smile on his face. If I'm Brendan Burke, I'm certainly not very happy. Leaning back. Got that all wrong. Leaning completely back and sends that high and wide.
59th minute. Schweitzer. I'll leave it back. We'll remind you that the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting www.uslsoccer.com and follow us on Twitter @USL. And lost into touch. OCB will have the ball back here. No score. Two teams vying for a playoff spot. Deacon is forward by Dequo, just waiting for a moment of brilliance. And now another big challenge. And OCB will get the decision here. We'll hold it up. Looking for a quick restart.
Looks like Real just mistimed that and has hurt himself in the process. Maybe he just wants to avoid going in the book himself. Bit of a silly challenge.
Oh, yeah, stepped on his foot a bit too.
Got hold of his shirt, trying to kick him. He's just really all over Dequois then. It looks like he's got away with not getting a yellow. The young man, Matthew Real.
Right, quickly into Deacon. Now Martz, return ball back. Deacon along the outside, gets across away, but right on that byline to McGuire. not much comes of it as we've played about an hour here in Orlando.
Couldn't wrap his right foot around it.
Derek Jones. Will we see a substitution soon for Brendan Burke? Yarrow comes all the way out. Epps near side.
Epps certainly hasn't been as prominent in the second half. The Steel need to get him on the ball, need to get him and their other wide player, Mawar, on the ball if they're going to have success.
Mawar's on it now. Spaniard diagonal on the right side. Corner of the 18. Here's Epps. He heard you talking. Epps inside. Cuts to that right foot. Snuffed out by Donovan. Second ball coming across. And the flag is up on the near side. Fenlison had it covered anyway.
A number of successful dribbles from Epps. Very good on the dribble. Good at beating his man 1v1. Just offside there, showing again that play that Burke looked like he was just a couple of yards offside.
Fans, the Orlando Pride return home this Saturday, September 2nd. Don't miss Marta, Alex Morgan, and the Pride as they take on the Boston Breakers. Get your tickets today at orlando-pride.com/tix. See the hottest team in the NWSL right now. 4 games on the trot. Wins above that line. Tom Sermani's figured it out now.
Yeah, it was just a matter of time with the talent they've got on that squad.
Some of the best players on in the world, as far as Marta, Morgan. And that one too strong in front of Brendan Burke. OCB pressing here for a go-ahead goal.
I'd like to see the teams take a few more risks. But not really Anthony Pulis's.
No, not his MO.
Take some rest. It's you know, he'll probably be happy with staying in that picture. Another solid result, but I'm sure we'll see some more chances as the second half progresses.
Oh, he would like to have more 3-point games at home. That's for sure.
You do get a feeling some of these Philly Union players. It's about getting the minutes under their legs and getting back to full fitness and not really pushing with the talent they have on the pitch.
Read by Da Silva, kept alive and over the line. Throw to OCB here on the near side. Ellis Hayden will come forward. Again, 2 changes exhausted by Anthony Pulis at halftime. Deacon and Martz, and have been good changes thus far. None yet for the Steel. Epps got a piece. Go up at the turn from Da Silva. Stutter steps outside the area. Da Silva to the back post. Had McGuire a dive into the left. And a big chance for OCB. They're sniffing.
Yeah, and that's that moment of class we've been waiting for. That makes the difference in a game. Lovely little Maradona move. Drops his shoulder, Pierre Da Silva, and then with his right foot, not his dominant foot, just tries to bend that in the right post, but just inches away from putting OCB 1-0 up.
Possession has swung back closer to 50-50 now here in the second half.
Let's hope that little bit of sparkle can liven this game.
OCB still trailing in the shots department, 5-6 for Bethlehem. Schweitzer strong on the ball, and be Fenlison asking for it back. 65th minute. So both teams have played very safe. Would you agree, Oliver?
100%, 100%. The 2 holding midfielders for the Steel have very much just sat in front of that back 4.
Zach Ellis Hayden trying to get the best of Jones. Now way off his line is McGuire. Headed bound, Timbo.
Yeah, Burke hasn't had too much support tonight.
Neal, Englishman spins around. Trying to put Dikwa in behind on Yarrow. Got a touch to the Cameroonian.
Oh, did fantastically well there to get on the end of that.
Timbo again, plenty of space to operate. Deacon coming back for the ball. Pushed out of trouble. Stays with it. Flags up.
You could see that.
Just barely, yeah.
Just a little bit delayed. The pass was from Deacon, which Ellis Hayden just ran a little bit offside, but positive play from OCB. And
played left. Trusty. Hate to say it, it does feel like a 0-0 type of game, right? Don't want to see that as the only game in the league here on this Thursday night. Want to see some goals. Here's Epps. Into the area. He will skirt it through the 18. Missed the target, but it did take a deflection on its way out. So it will be a corner kick for the Bethlehem Steel here in the 66th, going into the 67th minute.
It seems like he is a danger man, Epps. Good 1v1. Ellis is back pedaling, gets on his left foot. And yeah, it does just get a nick off Connor Donovan to earn this team the corner.
Now you've got Trusty at 6'3". Yarrow close to that 6-foot mark. Burke at 6'3". Got some targets in there. Played short. Lions stay true. Didn't follow the man out. And Fenlison will just keep it out.
Dequart there, the centre forward, back in his own box, working at both ends of the pitch with the header to clear for OCB.
That will endear you to the coaching staff.
Certainly.
Well, Trusty being trolled a bit by the fans who were here. 68th minute. Schweitzer keeps it alive for Donovan. Head up. And direct ball forward. Snuffed out by Jones. Make that Yarrow. Read that the whole way. And now coming up with a slight limp was Zach Ellis Hayden.
I need a little bit more creativity from OCB. Let's try and find Deacon again between the lines. Let's get Lewis Neal on the ball, see if he can pick some passes.
Referee says play on. De Silva has Neal to his left. De Silva will take it into the corner on his own. 1-on-3. And to the line it goes, and goal kick.
Yeah, Lewis Neal on the overlap. Yeah, De Silva should have released that ball. Could have got a delivery into the box.
Yarrow from Kumasi, Ghana. Drafted second overall in the 2016 draft. The line held up nicely by Burke. He's dropping deeper and deeper to get the ball. Maurice Edu. Real, his second season in Bethlehem. Edu. Chipping it ahead, too much on it. Goal kick back to Jake Fenlison in Orlando City B, 69th minute.
And the former Rangers man, Maurice Edu, failing to really make a big impact on this game tonight. On the attacking end, certainly. He's done his job as a defensive midfielder, but...
Fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. A little over 20 minutes to go. No score. Aaron Jones. Great Yarmouth, United Kingdom. Nice turn in that corner. Sent to the far post area, headed towards the frame and back. It was broken up. I think Ellis Hayden in there. And that will go out off of the steal and a throw for OCB. Still no changes coming for Bethlehem.
Yeah, Corey Burke, you know, got a little bit of service there, but only probably one of 2 or 3 crosses in the game that he's managed to get his head onto.
They do. Again, trying to find Burke. Had 2 goals last week. Stays in the lines. They do. Still content to possess. Real. Matthew will play it back to Mawar. And forced back. Yarrow. They do to Trusty with that left foot, and too much mustard on that one.
A little bit of possession here for the Steel, but no real penetration, no final ball. OCB's defensive line holding strong, showing good discipline here tonight.
Hayden trying to work it in. Dequa holds it up, and Yarrow got the best of him that time. Deacon putting a little chase on. McGuire high in the sky, will land just over halfway. Donovan there defensively, now falling to Najim. And Schweitzer just has to clear it. A dangerous build-up for the Steel.
Probably one of the only times we've seen Derek Jones bursting through midfield, and you can see the potential he has, but very few and far between his marauding play upfield.
A lot of space. Center of the park now exploited by Timbo. On a diagonal and snuffed out once again by Trusty, who saw it coming. And Timbo now down, stretching out what appears to be a cramp.
Yeah, it looks like a cramp. Used to playing in the more in the back. He's covered a lot of ground tonight.
And 1 sub still available for Anthony Pulis.
Looks like Paul Klaus preparing himself to get ready. The Englishman.
Like for like change there in the center of the midfield.
Clemson man, probably a little unlucky not to get the starts. Had a good season.
Now you can get closer to the club by subscribing to Lion Nation. Watch exclusive interviews, vote on club decisions, be rewarded for your loyalty, and have access to partner discounts. You can learn more about Orlando City's membership program at lionnation.com. So yes, Klaus will be the third and final change here momentarily as Timbo helped to his feet. Klaus, the Cheshire, England native, has a history here at Orlando City, having played for the old Orlando City U23s in 2013 and 14.
He had a great career up at Clemson. And
led him to the championship game against Stanford.
Had a good conversation the other day. He also works with a recruiting agency, brings players over from the UK over to the States, and we've got.
So he's got to have his post-playing career already mapped out then.
Yeah, smart boy. You know, I know he's he worked a little bit in the Orlando City
front office
as well, and
as an intern.
Yeah, so you know that's what the game over here, the college game, can give you that opportunity as well. You know, get that degree and continue playing, obviously at top level, but you've got to think about when your playing days are over too.
Klaus, 15 appearances with Charlotte Independence last year after being drafted by DC United, 32nd overall in 2016. Not in the game yet as Timbo remains in. So holding the change for the moment.
Anthony Pulis wanting that press coming after the turnover, wanting the OCB team to press and try and win that back a little bit quicker. Certainly haven't seen too much pressing from either team tonight. It's been pretty much a possession-based game, and your turn, then our turn.
Could see that hydration break here shortly. Pierre da Silva gets Dequa in behind into the area. Looking for some help. Rattles it in! Pierre da Silva gives OCB the lead in the 75th. His second goal of the season.
Man, look at that. He's got the moves as well. But what a fantastic goal. Just absolutely rattled in off one post. hit the back of the net. Great combination play. Dikwa plays that ball right across for him. Great hold-up play from the striker. Puts it on a plate. And Pierre da Silva finishes with aplomb. Look at that from Dikwa, really adding that to his game and beats the keeper with pace on the front post.
Second assist for Dikwa.
Certainly hasn't been a majestic performance overall tonight, but that really was a bit of class there from Pierre da Silva. Adding goals to his game has certainly been the next thing that the coaching staff want to add, and he got one there tonight.
The 18-year-old of Portchester, New York. And we'll take the hydration break now that the opening salvo has come. 75th minute, here's the build-up.
So Pierre da Silva starts the move, plays that ball into the channel for Dikwa, holds the ball up great, and then just first time.
Couldn't place it any better.
Yeah, really no backlift whatsoever, just caresses that with pace and power into the top corner.
Foul that one to the highlight reel, young Pierre. Pierre da Silva, Brazilian and Peruvian descent, part of that Orlando City Academy setup.
Just his second goal of the season. Yeah. This is his 21st
In
game.
fact, made his MLS debut earlier this season against the Philadelphia Union. Now has a goal against their USL side, and the Bethlehem Steel now chasing here late, 1-0.
If ever a game, you know, needed a goal, it was tonight, and you know, it was just really now it's going to put the ball in Bethlehem Steel's court now. You know, are they going to come out? Are they going to press some more numbers, which should open up some space as well for OCB going the other end? But you could see how much this goal meant to Anthony Pulis there with his team. You know, he's gotten them fired up, and for this last 15 or so minutes, it's going to be very interesting.
11 games unbeaten for OCB, in good position to continue that run now with the 1-0 lead. There'll be two changes coming in for Bethlehem now that they've conceded the goal. It'll be James Chambers, a very experienced midfielder from Dublin, Ireland. And Chambers is in for Najim.
Chris Nanko,
Yep.
Canadian, former Syracuse standout, 21 goals, NCAA Division I soccer, U20, U17 Canadian international. So they are certainly, they're not going to stand on their rest on their laurels. They're going to go after this and try and get something out of the game with these two attacking substitutions.
And now the third and final will come as Klaus for Timbo.
Timbo put in a shift tonight. It's been solid, won a lot of balls, been very quality passes out of the back from that defensive midfield role, and even, you know, had a couple of shots as well. So good performance from the utility man, Timbo.
Chambers along with Nanko.
Looks like Nanko's gonna play just up front with Corey Burke.
Chambers will sit in behind. A player that can play as an 8, as a 10, as a 6.
Yeah, Morrissey will put his feet up for the remaining 15 minutes of this one.
So one change still available for Brendan Burke, as now we'll have to score at least a goal to come away with points here on the road. 3 previous meetings, Bethlehem Steel have never beaten OCB. There's a challenge late. Was it Neal that got the best of that one?
You know, really haven't talked too much about OCB's defense, but really have performed well tonight as a back four. Really limited Burke and the rest of the Steel attack to very few chances.
Look at it this way: should they hold this score line, it'll be 4 clean sheets in the last 5 matches for OCB.
Very impressive. And, you know, there has been some personnel change as well.
And gave up just the 1 goal at Charlotte, one of the top teams, in fact, tied for first in the East. Getting it done defensively. Yara will play it back to his keeper, McGuire.
It's a good foot race. Those two have had a battle all night, Dequar and Yaro. And you know, you have to say Yara might have edged the first half, but the second half, Dequar's, you know, he created that goal, got the assist, so probably 1-0 Dequar.
Now content to possess here as we're drawing late under 10 to go. See some stoppage for sure with the goal and the hydration break. Martz pulls it down. Schweitzer. Now Neal. Leaving it right. Deacon. Schweitzer. Now back there with Klaus. Sitting a little deeper. Neal. Outlet back to Klaus. Two Englishmen working together. Ellis Hayden for De Silva. Read well by Aaron Jones. And Chambers looking to start a counter and hooked it a little much. And it does go out.
A nice idea from the Irishman, but former Shamrock man just couldn't quite get the good connection on that one.
In his second season, does have 5 goals this year with Bethlehem Steel. Came stateside from St. Pat's Athletic in the Irish Premiership.
I've been very impressed with Dequar tonight. You know, just a tough assignment against two very good centre backs, and you know, wins his team a corner there. Very tireless worker and runner, and the Cameroonian's got a big future. 19
years old, out of the Soccer Institute at Montverde Academy. He and Yemeni Jules coming that way. And a corner kick for OCB. Deacon on the stroke of 82. And cleared away. Klaus. Make that Martz getting on there late. It will be a throw for Bethlehem.
Game certainly opening up now. The Steel are pushing more numbers forward. Should be an entertaining last 10 minutes.
Yeah, inside the 10 here, Oliver, and OCB looking to make like Rupert Holmes and escape with 3 points.
Don't want to count their chickens too early.
If they can do so, they'll eat all the cookies as well tonight. Here's Neal. The Dequar. Can he get one for himself? Trusty into the corner and forced to play it upfield. And running out of ideas here, Bethlehem.
It looks like OCB have dropped more into a 4-5-1 now. Deacon playing pretty deep. Dequar just alone up front. Sure, certainly content to hold on to this 1-0 win now.
Bethlehem still the edge in shots, 7-6. Each team 1 on target.
That one certainly counts for OCB, though.
Possession about even. Certainly Bethlehem will have some here late as they press for the equalizing goal. Neal to Danny Deacon. Or Gamecock. Held up by Dequar.
Definitely a foul there. He was in his shorts. Referee didn't see it.
And this will be too far for Mawar.
OCB in no hurry to take that throw in. Zach Ellis Hayden, he's going to have to be told to take it. He's going to take as much time as possible.
Lions looking for just their 3rd home victory of the season. They'll move into 4th place temporarily with a full 3 tonight. A weekend of games still to be played, however. Neal will hold it up. 35-year-old captain out to Martz. And he'll take a step and turn on the Jets. Dequa quickly wanted that run to continue.
You got to continue your run there. Great run from Martz up the line, just full of energy. Plays the 1-2 and doesn't get the 2.
Jones going to be wide open here the last 5 minutes or so.
That's important that OCB keeps all numbers behind the ball, though. Need to shut up shop. Don't need another one.
Da Silva will put down the line. Yarrow to play it back to the keeper, McGuire, beaten on a beautiful shot from Pierre Da Silva on the upper 90. Rattled in off the near post. And now Santi Mawar on the near side. Into Burke. Turns and holds. Quickly was Donovan. And that shot finds the back of the net. We are level, and the quality shown there by Mr. Epps. And Marcus Epps has his first goal of the season, a late equalizer in the 87th.
Yeah, the danger man. Epps has been the danger man all night. Created havoc on the right, and now he's been moved over to the left-hand side. He picks this ball up and just bends that with whip and power into that far post and beats the young man, Fenlinson.
Well, there'll be no clean sheet for either side tonight.
It was a very nice team goal. Corey Burke holds that ball up, spins off his man, finds the winger Epps, and Epps does the rest.
How can the Lions now muster up another one? 3 points have been reduced to 1.
The game certainly was very, very open there the last 10 minutes or so, and there were chances at either end.
If you're Bethlehem, happy to get out here with points. So Da Silva, was that a handball on Yarrow? A lot of people think so. Referee did not see it. Da Silva, and smothered and covered by Jake McGuire. Game has come alive here late.
Opportunity. Is there a winner in this game yet?
Burke has had a flair for dramatic in his time. Nanko is causing problems there. Ball to Deacon. He'll rip it to the far post, headed. A little too far for Albert Dequa.
Yeah, it just looked like he overran that a little bit. It looked like a perfect ball, and it just got underneath it a bit, Dequa.
Da Silva once more.
Is he going to get another bite of the cherry?
Deacon will earn the corner kick. And calling for a substitution.
Here was
and
the
it comes.
First opportunity. Danny Deacon curled over the top of McGuire. A little bit too much curl on it, so much curl on it. It curled behind Dequa.
Joseph Samuel will check in next. And this will be the final change for Brendan Burke. So he's in for the goal scorer, Epps, who's made a mark on this one. Had such a good first half, almost deserved that goal.
Yeah, certainly one of the dangerous players, the former Bull for USF.
Schweitzer got all of that one.
Disappointing there, an opportunity to get another shot off, or a goal scoring opportunity lost there from Schweitzer.
We're in the 90th minute. Points will be shared unless it's a moment of brilliance here from either side. Schweitzer. A number of regulars for OCB in this run not available tonight. Oh, how about that effort there from Ellis Hayden? Thought that might have had a chance at it.
I think he
put it over the top.
Yeah, I think he thought that the goalkeeper McGuire was cheating a little bit, anticipating the cross, and had a swing of the old left foot.
We'll know in about 15 seconds how much stoppage time will be tacked on to the end. A 1-1 contest. Chambers plays it long. It'll be 5 minutes.
Wow, a lot of time left for someone to pinch this one. OCB certainly look the more likely now.
On the ball for the first time, Samuel. Burke working hard still from minute 1. And clean challenge by Donovan. Zach Ellis Hayden up left and will be clattered. There's Chambers forced to foul. And now stretching out the cramp.
Chambers and
Yep,
Jones
into the book.
Both got him, and Chambers picks up the yellow for it.
Very efficient. Comes in late, picks up the yellow.
And Jones will be getting the first round after the game.
Zach Ellis Hayden still cramping here. Played one of the minimum of 5. Trying to get Dequa in behind. Yarrow there. Back to Bethlehem. Remember, fans, you can stay up to date with all the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 o'clock, Sirius XM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. You can check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. So this is the only game on the docket tonight. 1-1 the score here late. As Pierre Da Silva giving OCB the lead. And Epps tying it up in the 87th. Dequa, hold up once again. Trying to come out, chipped by Trusty, nothing seen. And now Bethlehem will come the other way. Nanko steps inside, then comes back out. Numbers dropping for OCB. Nanko lays it off right side. Here's Burke, gets across away, and he was offside on the entry ball. 3 minutes to go. Game gotten a little more barky.
Yeah, certainly been entertaining in the last 15 minutes. Both teams going for it. Obviously, the first goal from OCB forced the Steel to come out a little bit and throw more numbers forwards. And I thought Nanko off the bench has been lively, made a bit of a difference, just as on the other side. Other substitutions at halftime for OCB have made a difference as well.
Mart's trying to get it over the top to Deacon. And it's Klaus, a beautiful dime dropped in. Trusty there on it, takes it into the corner, puts it out. It'll be a throw to OCB. Mart's trying to get to the ball quickly.
Is there somebody on the roster with a long throw can launch this into the box?
Yeah, that would have been the man who checked out at half, Kevin Alston. Sent in towards the spot, doing well with it was Jones. Yarrow defending with the head. Knocked into the air here. Again, Samuel commits the foul. Schweitzer back up off the mat. About a minute and a half to go. Hashtag ORL VBST. Feed still going for another minute and a half. Ellis Hayden. Get out of dodge. Oh, a ball to Da Silva. Just got it out of there, and Yarrow clears it.
Yeah, nice feet there from Ellis Hayden.
The Lions have a propensity to score some late goals. Da Silva trying to draw the foul, nothing coming. Down to Schweitzer off of Zach Carroll. Schweitzer on the ball again, playing it through. This is Dequa. Gets it off his foot. The shot on the way off to the left, slid in. It's going to be a corner kick off of the Steel. You saw that build up. Martz ran in late.
Yeah, you heard the shout from Martz coming in there. Dequa with all the hard work, cuts it back, and Martz just gets there just a fraction too late.
About a half minute to go.
Dequa, lovely little cut, does Yarrow. Tries to put it on a plate there for Martz. Should he have been a little bit more selfish there, Jeff, and gone for goal himself?
Last chance for 3, and they're down in the area.
Looks like Trusty's down. And his shorts.
Get all of it. It will be De Silva here. Could be the final kick of the game. The left foot punches it into the area. Headed once. Second ball is wasted into the crowd. And Donovan has a wry smile.
I was expecting the bicycle kick there. He could have gone home a hero there with a bicycle kick, but didn't quite have that in his locker tonight.
Full time here in Orlando. The points shared as Bethlehem Steel battle back from being one down. And we'll get out of here on the road with a point to move up to 34. OCB now unbeaten in 12 straight, though, on 36 points. Full time, Orlando City B 1, Bethlehem Steel FC 1. Fair result, Oliver Twelvetrees.
Yeah, I think so. I think OCB will be a little bit disappointing as they scored first with only 12 to 15 minutes to go. They would have liked to think that they could have held on for that 3 points, but over the run of play, certainly the Steel did deserve a point, and both teams will leave reasonably happy having not dropped all three.
Well, 1-1 the scores. We hear Rupert Holmes being played on the PA. How prophetic. Well, we'll split the pina coladas tonight and the points as well, as Brendan Burke's team will go back home, recuperate, and then come back to Florida to play Tampa Bay on the 9th. 1-1 the score.
That's certainly an impressive performance, really, if you think of the young guns for OCB. A lot of young players out there and a lot of experienced players for the Steel. So a good opportunity and well taken from the young OCB players. Good performance from Dequar off the bench as well for the substitutes for OCB. Danny Deacon, I thought, was really, really good off the bench.
Anthony Pulis' crew get the 1-1 result, now unbeaten in 12. They share the points tonight with the Bethlehem Steel. We'll be right back to wrap this up right after this.
She must feel.
Evans is so calm and composed on the ball. How about that from the Bogogoo to find her? And I don't know how Evans sneaks that through.
And we are back. Autograph time is Mr. Fenelson making time for the fans that have arrived here. And I've seen a 1-1 result for OCB, now improving to 2-8 here in the friendly confines of Orlando City Stadium. Jeff Radcliffe, Oliver Twelvetrees, as we take a look back at the highlights from this one, a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, the good combination play all night between Dequar and Hayden. Ends up with a shot there from Dequar. De Silva with that free cup, saved his best for last in the second half. Fenelson with a good performance tonight that didn't have any chance in the goal he conceded and made a couple of nice saves.
And here, first half, it was Epps proven to be dangerous, especially with the runs, and that would have proved fruitful late. But Timbo skirting it by the left post. This was all in the first half, and a scoreless first half it was. Second half action, a couple of changes, Deacon and Martz, and proving helpful.
Deacon Lively just dropping in behind Dequois. And then...
Oh, and what a half. And it was De Silva who would get his just desserts a little later on. Epps. A tough man to handle all night long.
Yeah, very good on a dribble. And this was the goal created by De Silva. Plays it into Dequois and then gets it back. And then first time just rips out with his left foot. What a strike from De Silva.
OCB appeared destined for all 3 points tonight. With fourth place on their mind, it would not to be, but De Silva, his second goal of the season. And a strike here, sufficient quality, you'd have to say, from Mr. Epps.
Yeah, some 2 great goals to end the night for the Steel and OCB.
Teams split the points. And here's a look at the stats, quite even all the way around as OCB wrestled back possession towards the end of the match.
Yeah, I think both teams will understand that that was a 1 point earn for both squads.
And the 2 yellows for OCB, the 1 late for James Chambers. And each of these teams have a significant amount of time off. OCB will play Richmond here on Thursday, the 7th of September. And Bethlehem will trek back to Florida to play Tampa Bay on the 9th of September. Fenlison now taking a seat in the crowd, having a nice conversation off of his second straight start. And has done well. So OCB up to 36 points. Bethlehem Steel up on 34. Final thoughts, Oliver?
Yeah, you know, I think OCB can continue to climb up the Eastern Conference table, and, you know, it would have been nice to have 3 points, but the young boys tonight, you know, a lot of players away with the MLF squad, and the young players tonight had the opportunity to play against, you know, Morrissey Dews of this world, and did very, very well in the center of the park. You know, a very even game based on possession and shots, so I think both teams will take the point and move on.
And Lewis Neal with his future star Colby there trailing him. That little kid loves to hit the ball, I'll tell you that much. So in the end, points shared. You see the Neal family, Debbie and everyone. The captain helped to earn his team a point, a 1-1 draw with Bethlehem Steel. So with that, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching wherever you happen to be tonight. For Oliver 12 Trees, for Jim Clark, and our entire crew, including Dave, Duda, Corey, Tam. Thank you, man. Appreciate all the work you guys have done. We'll see you back here on the 7th against the Richmond Kickers. I'm Jeff Radcliffe saying so long. Orlando City B1, Bethlehem Steel FC 1. Good night from Orlando.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.